Unibrow, unibrow, wherefore art thou, unibrow? Actually, I'm not even kidding. A unibrow is my dream. Hi guys, it's Jules the Better Beauty, and today we are going to tackle your eyebrow game. For those of you that need help in the eyebrow department, we're going to try and break this down and make this easier. Two essentials to a good look are both eyelashes and eyebrows. So in a previous video, I did go over how to do eyelashes. I will link that video right here. But in this video, we're going to cover eyebrows. As you can see, I'm very challenged. It's a problem. And whether you have sparse and non-existent eyebrows like myself, or you are more blessed, we're going to try and figure out and show you a really good way to shape and define your eyebrows and fill them in so that they can complement any makeup look. For the ideal brow, I think that the color can fluctuate depending on whether you want a softer everyday look or whether you're looking for a more sculpted, more defined look for special events. I think that an eyebrow pencil should always be a shade or two lighter than your own hair color. For the supplies, you will need a magnifying mirror, a pair of good tweezers, Benefit Precisely My Brow, Maybelline Master Precisely Skinny Pencil, and Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. These are the items that I use. You can also interchange them with brow pencils and concealers that work best for you. I just really highly recommend them. These are my go-to eyebrow products and I've been using them for years. They work really well. Today's story time. We must master the eyebrow game because once upon a time when I didn't know how to do my eyebrows, I went on some dates with my husband or my boyfriend at the time, and I would go through a whole date and somewhere along the line I rub, you just get tired or you rub or you do something, and then I would rub half my eyebrow off and he wouldn't tell me, and I go home and I look in the mirror and half my eyebrow was missing. I don't know if you guys can relate to this story, but that was a real struggle. So eyebrow products have really evolved since then, and my eyebrow technique has evolved as well, so thankfully we don't deal with that as much anymore. Okay, brow maintenance. This part is very important. You need to know your own brows and you need to know the look you're hoping to achieve. So in my case, I have hardly any brows, so I maintain them myself. I just take my tweezers and I just go in and I pull out any errant hairs when I see them when I'm doing my eyebrows. For those of you with fuller eyebrows that need more maintenance, it's always good to seek good help and find good talent. Ask your friends, check Instagram. The more you have that under control, the better your routine will be at home. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this pencil, and it's the perfect consistency. It's not too hard and it's not too soft. It is just creamy enough, but waxy enough that it can stay. So you don't have to press too hard to get color, but also too, it does give you a lot of control and it stays because of its waxiness. So the rule of thumb for making a good eyebrow is your nose. You're gonna do everything off your nose. So to begin with, we are going to put the side of the pencil to the side of our nose, and we're going to point just past the end of our inner corner of our eye, and we're pointing at the bottom of our eyebrow. So wherever that happens to be, that you're imagining the line, we're gonna make a little dot there. I don't do this anymore because I have done it enough that I know where the point is. But if you're less experienced, this is a good guideline. And then again, you're gonna put the pencil against your nose and you're gonna point where the end of the iris of your eye is, and you're going to move up to your eyebrow at that point and put another point there. So again, you're gonna point it towards the inner. So the outside of the pencil meets the outside of your iris of your eye. That is the point that you want. And then for the tail end of your eyebrow, you're going to be putting it against your nose, and you're going to be lining it up with the end of your eye, and you're going to make another little point. So you got little points. So now it's connect the dots. So it isn't a harsh line from the one dot to the other. It is a very soft You're gonna do it in increments, and you're gonna be just gently connecting the dots. It's like a little Nike swoop, except really soft. We can always go back in and darken them up after, but you're connecting those 3 dots first. That's the first step. So it's gonna look a little crazy, especially when you don't have a lot of hair like me, but we connect this dot and then those 3 dots. You'll see it looks like a little bit like a clown at this point because it's a little line underneath your, but if you want that thick eyebrow look, and from there, off of that line, you're going to be flicking the pencil up, making imaginary hairs. It's basically like coloring. You know, making hairs where they do not exist. It's like magic. And so you're just basically going to fill in also from the side as well. You're just going to keep going up, filling that in from that bottom line. That is always the reference point from where your imaginary hairs are coming out. And you're going to make the tail as well. I don't like to draw the tail too harsh because I find a very youthful eyebrow usually is not too much long. It's not too long. And then we're going to take the spoolie end of our pencil and we're just going to run it through and soften up those lines that we just made. And I just like to go in a second time and just define that bottom line again. That's what eyebrow hairs look like. They have dimensions. So in order to make it look more realistic, you gotta make it look like it's got a little dimension. And that is literally what we do. And you can go in and spoolie and draw until you get the look that you want to achieve. And that is literally how easy it is. You know, this is really fast. Once you practice and it becomes second nature and you're doing this every day, it's very easy. And that's one eyebrow done. So to go to our next eyebrow, same thing. We're going to use our nose as the guide and put it against the corner of our eye, and wherever that hits is where we're going to be making our imaginary dot. And then using the corner of our nose and the corner of our iris when we look forward, wherever that dot happens to be is where we're drawing it. And then the end of our eye is where the tail of the eyebrow ends. So these are general guidelines. If your not everybody's eyebrows are exactly symmetrical and your face is not symmetrical, so there will be a little bit of an artistic component to drawing your eyebrows in. But again, we're taking very soft, we're not applying too much pressure, we're connecting those 3 dots. And the bottom line I always do first, and then I work off that line, and I'm flicking up to make imaginary eyebrow hairs. Go back over it for the spots that you want a little darker, because eyebrows are not the same color. I mean, natural hairs make different dimensions and different shadows. So we do need to make them a little more interesting. We don't want to have 2, Nike swoops on our eyes. We don't want solid color. We don't want to color it in solid. That would be the last thing we would want to do. And we're just gonna keep going until we achieve the look that we want. Take our spoolie and just run it in on spots, especially that look a little harsh, especially the front. We want to pull that out to make that definitely a little softer. And any spots that you take too much off, you can go back in. And there is our second eyebrow done. And that is how it's done. For the final step, if you want to make it just look a little bit more precise and a little bit more put together, you can take your Maybelline Fit Me Concealer or any other concealer that's creamy, and creaseless, and you just look in the mirror and you just carve out the top. You can just put a few dots. I like to just go in and make it a lot more precise. That just helps define any areas where the pencil might have gone a little above where it was supposed to go. I just like to do that. And I also do it underneath if I also have any areas underneath. Generally speaking, most days I don't have to do this because I've been doing my eyebrows for so long, they're pretty precise now. But that step does help. And that is the finished eyebrow tutorial. They look so much better. I have a face now, and there's expression, which is always good. And I hope that helped to achieve a better eyebrow look. So this is another Benefit product that I don't use every day, but is definitely a key if you want your eyebrows to stay in place and you don't want them to move. This is the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. So I wanted to mention that in case, you know, you do have that situation where you wipe away half your brow. So you just literally, it's literally like a liquid that you just run through your eyebrows after you've drawn them in, and they just set the eyebrows down and they keep it in place, and it just sets it. Set it and forget it. That's what they say, right? On the days that you want to have a slightly more glam or more defined eyebrow, so it's a little bit dressier, it's a little bit extra time, this is a really good pencil. This is a very super thin pencil that you can run. Again, you can go over the lines that you did. It just makes your eyebrows look a little more dark and a little more defined. And I find that for pictures or for special occasions, this step just really kicks it up one extra notch. I hope this was a helpful tutorial. Please let me know how it goes. Comment below. All the products I used today are linked in the description box below. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time. Oh, I feel so attractive. Wow, I'm hideous.